Jay-Z and Diddy built an empire on secrets and betrayal, but now the people they crossed are coming for revenge. What happens next could destroy everything. Jay-Z, long regarded as one of the most influential figures in the music industry, now finds himself in uncharted territory, caught in a storm of consequences stemming from past betrayals. For years, his reputation was built on power, influence, and a carefully curated image of control. But the reality is that no empire, no matter how meticulously constructed, is immune to the reverberations of its own choices. Those who were once loyal, or at least silent, are beginning to resurface, and their intentions are far from benign. Sources close to the situation, including Gene Deal, have gone on record indicating that Jay is now squarely on the radar of vengeance. Deal's warnings have amplified concerns within the industry, hinting that this is more than a series of isolated incidents. There is a pattern of people converging on him, each with their own reasons for seeking retribution. The tension surrounding Jay-Z is not limited to professional or public conflicts. Personal relationships, which once offered him a buffer against outside pressures, are also showing cracks. Even Beyoncé, who has been a constant presence by his side for years, appears to be reevaluating her position. Speculation suggests that she is considering distancing herself from the escalating turmoil, signaling that the storm surrounding Jay is beginning to touch the most intimate aspects of his life. In an industry where personal and professional spheres are inextricably linked, this type of distancing carries immense weight. Public perception is shaped not only by the actions of the individual in question, but also by the alliances they maintain or lose. Complicating matters further, Jay's relationship with Diddy, another industry titan with whom he has shared both successes and rivalries, has also deteriorated. According to multiple reports, Diddy has pulled away after perceiving a lack of loyalty from Jay during his own legal challenges. The public narrative of unity and friendship that fans have long been presented with now shows visible cracks, and this estrangement serves to amplify the perception of vulnerability. Diddy's retreat is particularly significant because it undermines a network of protection that Jay could previously rely on. In the world of high-profile celebrities, alliances are not just symbolic. They serve as shields, providing access, resources, and influence that can help navigate crises. The absence of such support leaves Jay exposed, both professionally and personally, in ways that his past successes could not mitigate. Adding another layer to the complexity is the question of historical grudges and past decisions that continue to resurface. Every choice, every conflict, and every perceived slight from years past now seems to be circling back, magnified by the passage of time and the amplification effect of social media and public discourse. In an era where information travels instantaneously and reputations can be both built and dismantled online, these old grievances are no longer confined to whispered conversations behind closed doors. They are now visible, dissected, and judged by a global audience. Gene Deal's warnings underscore this point. Jay's previous actions have created a network of discontent that has matured into a potential threat, with people who once stayed quiet now emboldened to act. Furthermore, the psychological dimension of this situation cannot be ignored. Being targeted by multiple fronts, public opinion, estranged allies, and potentially vengeful figures, introduces an element of constant tension. The weight of scrutiny, both internal and external, can be as taxing as any legal or financial challenge. For a figure like Jay-Z, who has spent decades meticulously managing his public image, this period of instability represents not just a professional threat, but a profound personal challenge. The awareness that past decisions, long buried or rationalized at the time, are now resurfacing adds a layer of pressure that affects decision-making, public appearances, and even private behavior. Every interaction becomes a potential risk, every statement carefully considered, and every alliance reevaluated in the context of emerging threats. The media plays a critical role in this unfolding scenario. Stories highlighting Jay-Z's current predicament are amplified, analyzed, and debated across multiple platforms. Journalists, commentators, and industry insiders dissect every detail, speculating on motives, alliances, and potential outcomes. In such a climate, perception can often become as influential as reality, shaping how the public interprets events and how peers respond. The loss of key allies, the estrangement of personal relationships, and the resurfacing of past conflicts all feed into a narrative of vulnerability that is difficult to counter once it has taken hold in public consciousness. Jay-Z, despite his experience and industry savvy, is now navigating a landscape where the stakes are simultaneously personal, professional, and existential. Adding to the gravity of the situation is the fact that the ripple effects of estrangement and betrayal are rarely contained. When high-profile figures experience fractures in relationships, the consequences extend beyond the immediate circle. Business partnerships, creative collaborations, and even philanthropic efforts can be affected. In Jay-Z's case, the withdrawal of support from influential peers and allies may have a cascading effect on projects, endorsements, and investments that were once considered secure. The industry operates on networks of trust, reputation, and influence, and when those networks are compromised, the ramifications can be extensive, reshaping the landscape of opportunity and control. The current moment also highlights the role of accountability, both perceived and real, in shaping the trajectory of high-profile individuals. In Jay-Z's case, the combination of public scrutiny, estranged relationships, and potential retaliation from those he has crossed creates a crucible of accountability. This is a scenario in which past actions, previously insulated by fame, success, or influence, are no longer shielded. The notion of accountability is complex in the entertainment industry, where public image can sometimes mask internal conflicts, and where wealth and influence can create layers of protection. However, even the most well-defended individuals can find themselves vulnerable when alliances dissolve and public attention intensifies. Ultimately, Jay-Z's current situation serves as a cautionary tale about the fragility of power and the enduring consequences of one's choices. While he has achieved unparalleled success, the convergence of estranged allies, resurfacing grievances, and the shifting dynamics of personal relationships illustrates that influence is neither absolute nor permanent. Gene Deal's warnings, the apparent distancing of Beyoncé, and the withdrawal of support from Diddy collectively paint a picture of a man navigating a complex and potentially perilous landscape. The stakes are high, the players are influential, and the outcome remains uncertain. In this environment, past actions and present decisions intertwine, creating a narrative that is as instructive as it is compelling, highlighting the delicate balance between power, loyalty, and accountability in the world of high-profile entertainment.
To me, man, is that Diddy used to hate Jay-Z. He hated Jay-Z enough when he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s.
Did Diddy always say negative things about Jay around you?
The time he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay, yeah, he was. They worked it out.
Was there a reason behind it?
I couldn't tell you the reason behind it. It's probably because Big had died. I don't know what it was, man. I don't know why he wanted Ja Rule to go at Jay. I guess if he kept them beefing or kept them into some bullshit, he could rise up in between both of them. You know what I mean?
Violence has long been a shadow in Jay-Z's world, but now the tables have turned. He's the one facing it. For years, voices like Jaguar Wright and Gene Deal have warned that both Jay-Z and Diddy walk a dangerous path, fueled by aggression and risk. While karma has already caught up to Diddy with a stint behind bars, Jay-Z's reckoning could carry consequences far more severe, making the future unpredictable and fraught with tension.
Irv Gotti and Jay Prince, these four gentlemen that got together, are gonna put up $30 million apiece.
Contemplating doing the first black-owned distribution company.
The thing is, they wasn't trying to let us in the door. That's why I don't trust these people.
When Suge came up with the idea, it was a brilliant plan. He said, whatever the recording funds, 10% goes to the union. Each time you do a new album, 10%. It was gonna be some get down or lay down shit. Shortly after that, the feds raided me.
All of us was being hit up around the same time.
Someone left that meeting talking about our move.
It was Jay-Z and Puff that went to those New York corners to let them know what Suge Knight was trying to do. They told Jay, if you help us get rid of Dame, we're gonna make you the president of Def Jam.
Why don't we stick together and they gotta come to us? For some reason, everybody just wants to do everything on their own. They don't understand collective economics.
Within the industry, Jay-Z has earned a reputation as someone untrustworthy. The controversy stretches back decades. He reportedly paid Lance Un Rivera to keep quiet after a stabbing incident. In fact, Jay-Z pleaded guilty to third-degree assault for allegedly stabbing Rivera in December 1999. Yet Lance continues to claim it never happened. The reason? He understands the delicate balance of silence and the stakes that come with speaking out.
Top rap star is busted.
Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
Well, Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved in this.
So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting?
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z.
I have my faults. You know, I'm not a...
Jay-Z has shown little remorse for his past actions. In fact, he's openly discussed the infamous 1999 stabbing of Lance Un Rivera, calling it one of the most defining moments of his life. During interviews, Jay-Z even described the incident as a wake-up call, a moment that forced him to slow down and realize how quickly success can vanish. Still, many question how anyone could speak so casually about such violence. Rumors persist that Lance's silence isn't entirely voluntary. Witnesses at the Kit Kat Club remember what happened that night. Yet the only person insisting Jay-Z never stabbed him is Lance himself, a silence many believe is driven by fear or pressure. When asked about the altercation years later, Jay-Z explained that the experience grounded him. He claimed it reminded him of his roots in the Marcy Projects and how easily fame can lead to self-destruction. He said the moment made him change course, avoiding wild parties, large entourages, and reckless choices. But beyond Jay-Z's reflection, there's a broader sense of unease in the industry. First, Diddy fell, his empire collapsing overnight amid legal turmoil. Now all eyes are on Jay-Z. Some, including Ice Cube, believe Diddy's downfall wasn't natural but orchestrated. Just a year ago, Diddy was a billionaire flying private jets around the globe. Now he's reportedly lost hundreds of millions and sits behind bars. To many, that kind of fall from grace feels far too sudden to be coincidence, and some suspect Jay-Z might be next.
I guess Pac had got whiffed that Jay-Z was in town. Well, you know he gonna do a show because Jay-Z, he doing a show. But you gotta realize Jay-Z had became an enemy of Pac because I think he had said some or was gonna do a song with Big or whatever like that, the whole 9 yards. So Jay is now Pac's enemy, too. So Chaz Williams, who was over Black Hands. Black Hands was one of the labels who did that Black Gangster had every artist in New York on. And Chaz, who is now getting into the music business, has become a music executive. And he was once a former gangster who was on American Gangster, BET, because they had him down for robbing 161 banks. That's what they put in their program and everything.
Jay-Z may project an image of toughness, but history suggests he's not eager to confront real danger head-on. Take 1996, during the height of the East Coast-West Coast feud. Fearing a confrontation with Tupac, Jay-Z reportedly barricaded himself in his Las Vegas hotel room. According to Gene Deal, it took Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records, to step in and diffuse the tension, persuading Tupac to leave Jay-Z alone so he could safely take the stage.
Now, I don't know what kind of statement, and I can't say, I wish I could say half a homo, but I know I can't say it, but I don't know what kind of half a homo that is, and you trying to say that you're not close to somebody. You coming on stage, patting them on their ass, and then you making a broad statement to the public, can't nobody call me Sean but Sean Carter. And I heard Jay-Z said the same thing about them. But they were so close that they had matching white girls together. Because when they used to see each other, they used to say, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? He'd be like, yo, how your skinny white girl doing?
Even someone as tough as Gene admitted that tempers flared around Jay-Z in tense moments. One night in Cancun, a disagreement over entry rules at a club escalated, testing patience and control. Jean later reflected that if the situation had escalated further, it could have turned violent, but cooler heads ultimately prevailed, showing how high-pressure situations can ignite even experienced personalities. The industry has long been fascinated by alliances and rivalries. Jay-Z and Diddy, for example, were widely recognized as closely connected figures, often seen together publicly and sharing a strong personal rapport. Their friendship, marked by both collaboration and public camaraderie, also drew scrutiny as observers debated the nature and limits of their loyalty. Tensions extend beyond personal disputes into more dangerous environments. In recent months, high-profile figures, including Diddy, have reportedly faced threats while in custody, requiring intervention from authorities to prevent harm. These incidents highlight the challenges of maintaining safety in high-stakes, high-profile situations, where fame, reputation, and perceived influence can make someone a target. Lawyers, prison staff, and observers alike weigh the risks carefully, considering how attention and notoriety affect security in institutions designed to protect those under their watch. In recent months, the conversation around celebrity accountability has taken a darker turn. Commentators and former insiders have speculated about how fame, power, and decades of controversy can collapse under their own weight once legal scrutiny begins. Reports from within correctional facilities highlight just how complex and dangerous life can become for public figures behind bars, where notoriety can make anyone a potential target. Legal experts point out that the Bureau of Prisons must balance security and public visibility, noting that prominent inmates often require additional monitoring to prevent violence. These situations also reignite debate about how long-standing rumors, informant networks, and industry politics intersect with criminal justice and how much protection wealth and influence can realistically provide once investigations begin. Beyond the courtroom drama lies a broader question about image and consequence. When the very institutions that once shielded celebrities begin to distance themselves, what remains of the power they built? The unfolding stories of fallen icons continue to illustrate how quickly control can slip away when public perception turns and accountability finally catches up. In the high-stakes world of entertainment, alliances can shift overnight, and the very people who once seemed untouchable can find themselves exposed. When public figures lose the support of their peers, their empires begin to wobble, revealing just how fragile power and influence can be. Industry insiders and observers note that when fame intersects with controversy, even long-standing friendships and partnerships are tested. Those who once collaborated closely may suddenly distance themselves, leaving individuals to navigate scrutiny and challenges alone. The question becomes, when the safety nets of loyalty and reputation fall away, how does someone survive under the spotlight? Legal scrutiny and public perception play a pivotal role in shaping the trajectory of any high-profile figure. In the realm of fame, success, and influence, the court of public opinion often wields power equal to, or sometimes even greater than, formal legal proceedings. High-profile cases repeatedly demonstrate that as investigations unfold, allegiances that once seemed unbreakable can dissolve overnight. Former allies may reconsider their loyalties, witnesses may alter their narratives, and the media can amplify even minor discrepancies into major scandals. The combination of these forces can dramatically reshape the landscape for anyone in the public eye, regardless of their previous accomplishments or stature. It becomes a delicate balancing act, where every word, gesture, and association is scrutinized for signs of impropriety or betrayal. The narrative of rise, betrayal, and potential downfall captures public attention precisely because it mirrors universal themes of ambition, human error, and the consequences of one's choices. Audiences are drawn not only to the spectacle but to the underlying lesson, that no individual, no matter how powerful, operates outside the bounds of accountability. As this story unfolds, it becomes increasingly clear that influence alone is never enough to guarantee protection, whether from rivals, legal authorities, or the unyielding scrutiny of the public. Wealth, fame, and status can provide temporary buffers, but they cannot shield individuals indefinitely from the repercussions of past actions or from the shifting alliances around them. Even those who have meticulously constructed a network of support find that circumstances change, and protections once thought secure can evaporate in an instant. In such an environment, the pressures of maintaining a carefully managed image can become overwhelming, forcing individuals to navigate not only external threats, but also internal doubts and strategic calculations. The fragility of reputation is amplified by modern technology and media platforms. where information spreads instantaneously, often stripped of context, making it difficult to control the narrative or anticipate its impact. Ultimately, what remains is a cautionary tale, one that transcends the particulars of any single case and speaks to the universal themes of ambition, loyalty, and the fleeting nature of fame. It is a reminder that power is impermanent, relationships are conditional, and every decision carries consequences, some of which may emerge years later, reshaping lives in ways that are both unforeseen and irreversible. The interplay between personal choices, public perception, and legal accountability continues to fascinate and instruct, offering lessons not only for those in the spotlight, but for anyone navigating the complex terrain of influence and responsibility.